Ornstein and Smough suck. After years of hearing the immense amount of praise for this boss battle, I finally got to take them on. And let's just say, I wasn't really impressed. I would even go as far as to say that the Godskin duo battle is a far better fight. Since I didn't get to experience Ornstein and Smough in the glory days of Dark Souls 1, I feel that I may have a more realistic point of view that isn't blinded by nostalgia. In Dark Souls 1, a large portion of the bosses are pretty easy. That, or they're simply unfair. There really isn't much in between. Well, except for Ornstein and Smough. Don't get me wrong, there are some gems in Dark Souls 1, but they're few and far between. The O&S battle is theoretically a perfect mix of fun and challenge, but it's also sadly cursed with immense amounts of bullshit. Bullshit that sadly holds it back from being a decent fight as a whole. Firstly, the boss fight in general feels very wooden and slow. Well, most of the time. Throughout the battle with O&S, they seemingly get random bursts of energy where they rush you down within a couple of seconds, hardly giving you any time to even attempt to properly evade. And even if you do, if you happen to get cornered, good luck trying to get out of that situation. You'd probably be more likely to beat the bed of chaos in your first try than doing that. And if you're thinking about parrying to take a less painful route, you're out of luck. You can't parry either of them. Ridiculous, right? But just you wait. We haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. The thing that absolutely seals the fate of Ornstein and Smough being a terrible boss fight is Ornstein's dash attack. It is the most buggy, unpolished attack that I have ever seen in a FromSoft game. Ornstein will often start the animation for the dash and then stop and continue on like it never happened. Eventually though, he'll activate it again, only this time there will be no startup animation. He'll go from standing to crashing into you like Radon in an instant. This has never been patched, and it isn't a rare issue that only happens once in a blue moon either. This will almost always happen at least once on each attempt, and the pillars make it even worse. They may shield you from some attacks, but this issue alone nullifies every benefit you would get from using a pillar as a way to keep distance between you and O&S. If Ornstein runs into a pillar during his dash attack, this bug will happen every single time. And to make things worse, if you happen to be focusing on Smough or doing anything other than keeping your eyes 100% on Ornstein throughout the whole battle, there's a chance you won't even see the startup animation before the bug. That way, you can't even expect to see it happen, making it literally impossible to read. You'll just be running up to get a hit and instantly get a chunk of your health stolen from the golden hamburglar. Here's a couple examples of this move ruining my attempts to take down the duo.
Here, he's gonna start up. Look, watch. See? Exactly what I said. Okay. That was bullshit, dude. You see what I'm saying about that move, guys? Like, it's so buggy, it makes little to no sense. It's such a consistent issue that I feel like it makes it a terrible boss.
Sounds like a great boss, right? Now compare this with the Godskin duo, the fight that everyone loves to hate. The Godskin duo is far more mechanically solid. The pillars actually do what they're meant to for the most part, and they don't break with basic attacks like the ones in the O&S fight do. The only moves that can break them are moves they get after they enter their individual second phase, which is actually far more balanced and fair. You can also parry both of them, making it less unfair when you're getting dogpiled by them. It's also more unique mechanics-wise. Having to balance the respawn rate of both of them, as well as their second phases, makes for a more challenging, yet fair, fight. This might just be me, but I find it to be a bit more inspired than just killing one and having to fight a bigger version of the other. But there is a similar issue with the Godskin duo fight. In the Noble's second phase, he has a roll attack that feels all too familiar to Ornstein. Why, you may ask? Because every once in a while, he'll stop the move early and continue on like nothing happened, only to immediately flip back to his side and roll over, likely killing you.
What the fuck just happened? That bugged out, bro.
Once again, there is no animation in between. I personally find it very odd that FromSoft managed to make the same mistake with a boss that is likely meant to be the spiritual successor to Ornstein and Smough. But that's about the only major issue with this fight. The fact that it happens so rarely doesn't make it a threat to be consistently worried about, unlike Ornstein. Like I said, the Ornstein bug will likely happen to you at least once on each attempt, whether you like it or not. I think a lot of why people prefer Ornstein and Smough is simply due to nostalgia. It blinds you to issues that get outshined by fond memories of one of the more unique fights in the original Dark Souls. On the other hand, the Godskin duo get outshined by bosses that are far better as a whole in Elden Ring. This type of fight is very dated mechanics-wise, and I see the Godskin duo as more of a callback to the distant days of Dark Souls more than anything else. I actually think the Godskin duo fight is pretty boring as well, but at least it's fair for the most part. Elden Ring did so much to advance the scope of what a boss can do, so when you see something like the Godskin duo, it feels like you're fighting a polished relic of the past. But yeah guys, that's all for today. I've been wanting to make this video for a couple days now, so I'm happy I finally went through with it. If you guys have any suggestions for what I should talk about next, definitely let me know. It doesn't necessarily have to pertain to FromSoft titles or anything like that. Thank you guys for watching. I've got a lot more coming within the next week or so stay tuned guys. Peace.